I saw people getting into Guitar Hero and getting more physically involved in their games with like the Wii remotes, and I thought, wow, the time is now to do it. And so the process was to create the board before the game, and I think that was the key, because other people have tried to create peripherals for existing games, like skateboard peripherals, and it just doesn't flow. Initially, the game was just for anyone that has ever wanted to skate and maybe been intimidated by it. For skaters themselves, it's a different technique of triggering moves and things. It's actually much more subtle and fast. So if you do real skateboard tricks, it's so exaggerated that you don't benefit from that in the game. And so there are hardcore modes of skating in the game where you actually have to steer yourself, and if you are a good skater, maybe those, you won't let your pride let you play any other level. But I think it's more for kids who like that experience. I mean, I think that there are plenty of skate fans out there that maybe don't skate or leisurely skate, and they like the sense of accomplishment they get from this, where they're actually physically performing something and then it translates to the screen. The intention was not to make this training grounds for actual skating, but I think that some people may feel a little more confident with their balance if they get on this, and then they might be inspired to try the real thing if they hadn't before. I mean, it could be a stepping stone to that, but it just wasn't, that wasn't the intention at all. I just wanted to make an experience that was much more physically immersed in skating and make it fun for everyone. Well, basically the game has a few different modes. It has trick mode, which is, you have a 2-minute window to try to get however many points you can on that level. And then it's got basically a speed mode where you race through the level and you try to get time increasers or decreasers so that you improve your score. And then it has sort of a challenge mode, which is a specific challenge, sort of a short burst of gameplay, and that's perfect for what we call party mode, and up to 8 players can just round robin and try to beat each other's scores. And I think that that's one thing that we learned as we were producing this game would be a viable way to play it, and we didn't really think about it before, is this sort of party mode, everyone trying to outdo each other all at once, kind of like a Guitar Hero or like a Dance Dance Revolution type of move, and so a lot of the stuff was incidental to making the game. I mean, even the exercise aspect of it is not something I thought about, but when you are on this board for a few minutes at a time, you do get your heart rate pumping and you do get a little workout. I think that there are certain ways to play the game that we could definitely improve on in a sequel, and especially just the way that you transition from sort of the vert mode to the street mode. I'm sure there's more of a seamless way to do that, but we had to sort of separate it for this first one just because we wanted to get it finished and get it tight. But to be honest, I think this board could be used for a lot of different purposes: snowboarding, surfing, any other games, or, activities that you would stand on something. So I'm excited that we have this as a base station or as a springboard for other games. I wouldn't expect to have people buy another board next year. I feel like we're ahead of the curve with technology in this one, and that we can create new games for it. I think that the first priority beyond skateboarding would be snowboarding, because that would lend itself a little bit easier, and beyond that, I mean, I'd love to do a surfing game. I always thought that Kelly Slater was an underrated title for the PlayStation 2. I thought that people just didn't really give it the attention that it deserved. And so I'm proud of it. I know that we've created something special here, and I know that it's really good, and it's not something that was a gimmick that they just slapped my name on. I've been involved in every step of the way. I mean, like I said, it was my idea in the beginning, so I'm really proud of it, and I'll defend it to the death. As far as I'm concerned, it's all systems go with trying to make at least a sequel to this, because I feel like we've only tapped what's really possible with this technology. Well, this is Tony Hawk Ride, available for all the main platforms: Xbox 360, PS3, and Wii, and it will be out December 4th here in the UK. And I'm excited to finally get this out there, because I've had to keep it on the DL for a long time, just telling people we are working on something really different, and there was a lot of speculation as to what that was, but now that we have the working model, and now that people get to actually get their feet on it, excuse the pun, they really enjoy it.